prizes of the kingdom defend it with their swords, and with their honour bring it glory on the field. Let all members of the order of chivalry of this kingdom here present come forward and kneel before the crown.
Mighty host, brothers of the order of chivalry, you have discussed and you have counselled us that we would admit one more to our order today, and we see fit that this should be done. Let him be called forward.
Let Clement von Arwen come before their majesties.
Clement, mindful of your prowess upon the field, and responsive to the wishes of your peers, we are minded to create you a member of the Order of Chivalry. Will you accept from us this honour? And will you swear fealty to this, our crown and throne of the Kingdom of Lockhart?
With all my heart, Your Majesty.
If you are squire to any knight, you must leave him now.
I am squire to Councillor Philip von Danzig.
Please.
Sir Felix, you gave me this belt and instructed me well. You've been a friend, a teacher, a pillar of support for me through good times and bad. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. It's been truly an honour to serve as your squire.
Thank you. Thank you for giving faith in me in the beginning, sticking through my hard times and helping me just as much as I have helped you. Time has now come for me to release you from this duty, because a man of your stature needs to be a man of the kingdom and the crown.
Will you now give us your word that you will henceforth comport yourself as a peer of this realm, as you most certainly have until now?
Yes, Your Majesty.
And that you will attempt in all your endeavours to be a noble example to the people?
All the days of my life, Your Majesty.
Will you promise further to treat all with courtesy and to uphold the laws and traditions of the Kingdom of Lockhart?
Yes, Your Majesty.
On what sword do you wish to swear fealty?
The sword of state.
Place your hands upon the sword.
Here do I swear, by mouth and hand, fealty and service to the crown and kingdom of Lockhart, to speak and to be silent, to strike and to spare, to come and to go, to do and to let be, in all matters that concern the kingdom, by my honour and the lawful command of the crown, in need or in plenty, in peace or in war, in living or in dying, from this hour henceforth, until the crown depart the throne, death take me, or the world end. So say I, Clement von Arwen.
This do we hear, nor fail to remember. And we for our part swear fealty to you, to protect you and your household with all our might, until death take us, the world end, or we depart our throne, so say I, Stephen, King of Lockhart.
So also say I, Ranlin, Queen of Lockhart.
Are there spokespeople for this candidate?
Your Own Majesty. I shall speak for the Order of the Chivalry.
Your Majesty, I have been asked to speak for the Order of Defence.
And Your Majesty, I have been asked to speak for the Order of the Laurel.
Your Majesties, I have been asked to speak on behalf of the Paladins.
Then let it be so.
Your Majesty, speaking for the chivalry, there are others to speak for his deeds beyond the martial activities, and I shall let them do so. It was many years ago that Clem first came to this side of the country, soon after starting fighting. And since then he has given and given and given to this great sport that we love. His prowess, his own arms and deeds on the field will speak to that. And in the teachings that he's given others, they are his to display. But the thing that he has given to me and to many others is joy. Joy for what we do, joy for fighting. And I know he fights for the love of it, for the joy of it, for the learning and the journey within becoming a better combatant on the field. And he's inspired others to do it, and many have said to me, I fight because of him. I continued in the hard times, I pushed through when I would have otherwise quit. And I'm constantly seeing him giving up his own time, his own activities, pushing forth his own prowess, has been given up for others. I've seen him many times standing on the side of the field, teaching new people on the Pell the basic moves while others are fighting, and he misses out on, in some ways, pushing himself. And just this last year at this event, he was here but for a brief time and could not take the field himself. But in the few hours that he had here, I saw him speaking, mentoring, teaching others in this art. This man is absolutely my peer, and it is a great, great honour to be his.
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, and my lords and ladies of Lockhart. I first met Clement in Ingelgard at Villaprova Dura before last. We had both burst into song over the cheese that was on offer at lunch. And from that moment, we knew that we had found a potential new friend in one another. Over time, Clement and I indeed became friends. I learned, amongst other things, of his passion for combat, not just heavy combat, but also fencing. I learned of his understanding of the chivalric virtues and of his most excellent views on period headwear. So ask him about that. And of his enthusiasm for unicorns. What I came to realise as I got to know Clement was that he had actually been a knight for a very long time. Of course, he did not possess the symbols of rank, and he did not attend the peerage meetings. But nonetheless, through his words and his actions, he was that which the archetypal knight of myth and legend represented. His words and his actions both embodied, for me, what I felt the SEA really stands for at its core, and what I feel it is at its very best. One aspect that really strikes me about Clement is his generosity on many different levels. Clement will not hesitate to share his time, his knowledge, his skills, his home, his belongings, or his perspective if he feels that it will assist others in any way, whether they be royalty or someone attending their first feast. He does this, as Sir Catan said, with such joy and such enthusiasm that he makes the other person feel accepted and makes them feel like an integral part of this, which we love and which we value. In short, Clement's being here makes Lockhart better. He has an incredible lust for knowledge and skills, and he is always willing to share these at a drop of a hat. I know of multiple occasions where Clement has learnt a new art or science, specifically to be able to teach this to another person, in order to lift them up and to make their experience of this kingdom both joyful and meaningful. His care and thought for others is central to his actions, and he is always looking out for those who may not have the confidence or the ability to have themselves heard or to defend themselves in difficult situations. On many occasions where others have simply turned away, Clement has indeed given a voice to those who did not have one and offered protection to those who needed it, even at cost to himself. And so, good gentles of Lockhart, it is entirely fitting that Clement receive the accoutrements of a knight, a set of spurs, a white belt, and a chain of fealty. For he is indeed everything these objects symbolise, and he is a knight, and I am honoured to call him my peer.
Huzzah.
I promise I try not to cry. Your Majesties, gentle lords and ladies, I am honoured to speak to Clement Mountfale of service. We serve our duty and we make these things happen. We serve our art and we create things of beauty and knowledge. We serve defence and the fine art of rapier, and we serve combat to protect all we dream. I've had the dubious pleasure of knowing Clement since the day he found us. He found us at a fair and helped pack down. That was many years ago, and I have seen all of that he has given and that he continues to give to this our glorious kingdom. He serves himself with his passion in learning to better the skills of combat, the truth of honour, and the grace of accepting imperfection in sharing it with others, the benefits of his experiences. He serves the people around him in his fun and gentle sharing of skill and knowledge of combat, in his honest demeanour and treatment of all irrespective of rank or renown, and by his support of the dream and the goals of others. He serves the crown and our kingdom in whatever capacity he can every time he takes the field, war or tourney, when assisting those around him, and every time he is found in the kitchen, setting up, breaking down, at an event or a demo. Above all, he serves his lady, whose honour he holds and protects. This service is given with enthusiasm and the will to achieve and grow, despite many, many challenges that were thrown in his path. He has been a large part of what has led to his recognition as a peer of the realm, and his skill and knowledge in combat that deems him a true knight.
Your Majesties, all, I have known Clement for over 8 years, since he first came to political office. In that time, I have called him friend. He has been my student and my teacher. In many ways, I have seen him grow to this point. It became abundantly clear to me when he came back to Anyala. I had the opportunity to observe him when he came back to Anyala and began his studies in our colleges. And I saw the way he treated those collegians and the way they looked to him. He never had to raise a voice. He was always there to help. As Baron of Anyala, his value to us is beyond measure. They looked upon him as a knight. Now they will see him in that glory. I call him friend. I call him knight. I call him my peer.
By which sword do you wish to be knighted?
By the sword of my household.
Let it be brought forward. Before I dub you and you enter this order, I have one thing for you. I would ask your consort to stand and join Her Majesty for a moment. I would ask you, Clement, to pitch yourself in service to your king and to trust him. And I ask you to lie yourself prostrate on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Stacks on. Clement, know you now the weight of this order.
He may have gained some weight.
But know you this, the weight of your fealty is so much more.
Yes, Your Majesty.
We have heard of how you comport yourself. We know it. We see it. You are our friend. It was a great joy to us when this council would bid us to let you enter this order. And from us, know this. The man you are today is the knight that you are. That who you are, who you have become, is all that you need to be.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You are a knight. We do not make you one, we recognize it.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Be assured of that. What was it said? Clement, I, Stephen, King of Lockhart, with my queen, Branwen, Queen of Lockhart, dub thee once. Dub thee twice. Good friend, we dub thee knight. You must be adorned in the makings of a knight, that all might see. Are there spurs?
There are, Your Majesty. The history is very brief, but may I speak?
Please.
These spurs I thought I would never part with. These spurs were to remind me of what a knight is. Every day you put these on, they get in the way. You go downstairs, you fall. When you go to your knees and you think you're comfortable, no. These are the reminder of this day. These spurs were given to me by Duke Hevek Bender. It's fitting that someone who has a man crush on him, will be honest, will receive a set of spurs from me, from Hevek.
Is there a chain?
Your Majesty,
There is.
unfortunately Sir Philippe Delac could not be here. He would like to pass this chain. It has a very short history. It was made for Philippe for his knighting by Duke Fabian Arnett. So it's now passed from Philippe to Clem.
Thank you. I will admit that Duke Fabian is one of my man crushes. He is a mighty warrior and a worthy member of this order. Wear this and know that you are connected to knights throughout the known world. Let it remind you of your fealty and the weight of this order. Is there a belt?
There is, Your Majesty. It is my belt. And it too has a rather short history. It was created very recently and is one of a pair. The buckle was given to me by Sir Leofric, and it is the buckle that is used by him and his household. On the buckle plate is the device of Alessia and my household, and on the other side is the Danzig household device as well. And it is my greatest of honour to give you it.
Thank you. This will serve as a reminder to all, light or dark, that you are a member of this order. I know you will not, but be it reminding to you, do not bring it disgrace, for you are connected to all of us through it. And is there a sword?
There is, Your Majesty. When your squire gets knighted, you decide to learn a new craft. I have made this sword for this day. I made it small because he lives in Aniala, he may travel.
Huzzah.
Very good. I'm going to take this. For a great warrior, should have a great piece of steel by his side. Wear it with joy. Use it to defend his kingdom. And use it for the just. Now, rise, Sir Clement, and greet your peers.
For Sir Clemens von Arlen, newest knight of the Kingdom of Lockhart, hip hip! Be it known that their Majesties, Bronwyn and Stefan, Queen and King of Lockhart, do on this day elevate their subject, Sir Clement von Arlen, to the peerage of this kingdom, and do name him Knight! And do admit him to the right noble order of chivalry, granting unto him by letters patent those arms he may have registered by the College of Heralds, dated to bear and to hold without let or hindrance throughout their realm, by their word and hand, this 28th day of November, Anno Societatis 50. Stefan, Rex, Bronwyn, Regina.
The crown!
There being no further business, all rise.